Sorry, why am I all of a sudden getting stuck? Can you take the rest in your hand?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, totally. From that onward?
Yep.
Oh, and then we can start spinning. Yeah. Right? Okay. Like, how does that make sense? But then she's like, so this is what I... Oh, like, okay, and then another one. Mommy walked up the tree and she was eating. Are you pinned? I'm just moving mine over. Oh, shoot. Okay.
That was the shot.
Okay, I really hope we're done with frost, though there's always a chance of frost at any point in May here. But the 2-week forecast looks like the nighttime lows are climbing. So 1 degree, we had 1-2 degrees the last few nights. So definite like good frost in the field. Like I found ice in the duck water in their pen there. But yeah, I'm crossing my fingers. We're done with that. And I've decided to get all the plants out of the basement. I'm sick of going down there at the end of a long day and remembering that I have to water the basement plants. So I just want to have everything outside or in the garage where I see it and I can keep it watered during the day. So this is my little eucalyptus patch. I have to say I'm a bit disappointed with the eucalyptus, and I'm just really thinking about what varieties I want to focus on next year. Like if I treat eucalyptus as an annual, I think I have 3 varieties that I can grow. But I tried some other kinds this year and they did not do well for me at all. So I might try again next year, maybe not seeding it in soil blocks because I know that they don't like root disturbance, so maybe that's not the best bet. But this, I think it's called Styx, S-T-Y-X, for if you want an annual eucalyptus, like just grow it like an annual, this is a very fast growing one. And it's not even like super happy with me, but I found last year in the field too, it grew very fast. It has a pretty strong smell, and I think it's eucalyptus-y smell. Like look at the roots on this one. Anyways, hopefully this is the challenge now, is do I have beds ready to plant the stuff in? So I'm going to let it harden off this week. I love this wagon for hardening stuff off. My dad built this, and it doesn't really let in a ton, like it lets in sun, but because it's like that old I don't know, greenhouse plastic. I don't know what this stuff is. It's very filtered light, which is perfect for them for a few days just to get used to sunlight compared to their basement conditions. So yeah, and I actually keep that other side closed, so just to stop a lot of the, especially the cold wind today, getting into them. So I love my wagon. It is so good for transitioning plants from the house to the outdoors. So I usually like to have my lisianthus rows ready the year before because you're planting pretty early in the year and you don't have time to really prep it. So my plan was to start with these 7 rows here. And I spent last year, I had the chickens on them. They had 2 rounds of nematodes because this is the original bed where the cutworms invaded a few years ago, and it was a disaster. So I bit a lot of nematodes in here, a lot of time with the chickens, and actually I never planted anything in these rows last year. So they went into an early cover crop that died over the winter. But the problem was I never tarped it, and the chickens didn't take out all the plants. So there was a lot of perennial weeds that got established last year and came back with a flourish this year. So I wasn't, like, the cover crops died, but I wasn't able to plant in here. It would have been a nightmare to pull out all those weeds. So I did tarp these first 3 rows, and I had to wait because it's been a cool, dark spring. So you really need sun and heat to kill what's underneath the tarps. But they looked good. Last week, Pauline and I pulled the tarps off. We put the chickens back on so they could really scratch around. We had to, this week, clean up the paths because the chickens were on here so much last year and this spring that lots of crap on the paths. But it's ready. I've tarped the next 4 rows beside me, so hopefully once I get these planted in a week or 2, maybe I can move on to these next rows, hopefully in a week because it's getting a little late to plant lisianthus. So I've just been planting a tray of lisianthus in every morning and then trying to get 1 or 2 in at night this week. And I would like to say that all these rows, these 3 rows are filled, but they're not. There's other jobs to be working on right now on the flower farm, and just in my personal life, there's things to do, and I can't be sitting here planting lisianthus all the time, even though this is, I think, I don't know why, one of my favorite things to do. I love planting lisianthus, and I just get such a feeling of satisfaction from it. So I'll just keep plugging away at this. I really need to focus next week on getting other things in the ground too, because it's warming up and I am tripping on trays now that everything is out of the basement, and I just feel like it's a waste of time taking care of things on trays when they should be in the ground. So I'm going to have an amazing week next week, and we are going to get stuff planted. I'm not really sure how, because the cover crop, I had such a successful fall getting cover crop in, and it's growing, and I do not have a lot of rows ready to plant in. But we'll talk about that next week. We'll see how we can still plant amongst the cover cropped rows here. So thanks again for joining me this week. And I really want to say thank you to the couple new members I've had this month. I'm just a small channel, so just getting 1 member is just so exciting for me, because I think that's really what the future of my channel is going to need in order for me to keep spending this much time on making videos. So it just makes my day when I get a member. So thank you very much, and I will see you next week.